Welcome back to the Kill Screen. So Friday, the classic NES is what I believe they're calling this, went on sale. And I happened to be off Friday, so I decided, alright, well, I'm just going to head over to GameStop and pick it up. I figured it was going to be a popular console, don't get me wrong, but I didn't think that there was going to be lines out the door and everywhere I went was sold out. So my adventure started actually at Target, because Target opened up at 8 o'clock. I got there around 8:15. Every one of them was sold out. There was a woman that was in front of me, and she was angry about how they couldn't reserve them and why couldn't they hold them for anybody. But then they said that Hampton Village, another area by me, had like 4 of them, and he didn't know if they would still have the 4 of them when she got there. So I was thinking to myself, well, they're probably already gone, so I didn't even bother going there. So the next place I went to was Toys R Us, and they were completely sold out. So then I finally went over to GameStop thinking, alright, well, they must have gotten quite a few of these in. So I get there, and there's probably about 30 people in line, maybe 25. And the guy's like, well, we only got 12 of them in. So I'm like, well, why are all these people in line? And then I finally figured out that, you know, if somebody's credit card or whatever don't go through, then the next person in line will get the console. But I was like, yeah, I'm not waiting here, because it was another 30 minutes before the store opened. So then I headed to the mall where there was another GameStop, and there was another 15 or 20 people out standing outside waiting for it to open. And again, they only got, I think the guy said, like 11 consoles in. And I'm just thinking to myself, why? Why would Nintendo do this? It makes no sense. And they're like, oh, well, they didn't know they were going to be that popular. Of course they knew they were going to be that popular. Come on, really? So then there's another store in the mall called V-Stock, and I went over there, and there was a big line waiting for them to open. They finally opened. I go in there, and they didn't even get any in. So then I headed over to Slackers, because some guy's like, oh, well, Slackers might get them. They didn't get any in. Then I was going to go to Best Buy, but then somebody in the line for GameStop told me that Best Buy had 50 of them, and they were already sold out before the store opened because they gave out line tickets, and they had lined up at like 7 o'clock in the morning to get this. And I'm just like, what? So I was like, all right, I'll just go home and try to get them off Amazon. But then like an hour before they went on sale, my wife actually got onto the GameStop website, and as soon as she got on there, they had gotten a restock of the classic NES, and she ordered it as soon as she got on there, and that's how I ended up with a classic NES finally. And then I heard that Amazon actually crashed, so yeah, when they were trying to sell them. I mean, it's just insane. Obviously, this is a gold mine right here, and I got onto Amazon before they were selling it, and people were already selling this thing for $300-400. And even on eBay, believe it or not, they were trying to sell this thing for $5,000, $3,000 were the prices. And it's just crazy. All I want to do is just play some classic games. So no, I am not selling this. I'm not putting it on eBay. I'm not putting it on Amazon, because I actually want to play. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's so small and so tiny. But yeah, again, that's something that you need to expect, because from all the pictures and everything I've seen of it, yeah, it is a small console. Wow, it is really small. Okay, so this is what people were paying, you know, $400 for, or charging $400 and $3,000 and $5,000 for this little box right here. So let's take a quick look at the box. Here you can see the picture of the console and the controller. Over here are some of the big games that are mentioned, like Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, Metroid, Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, Kirby. And I'm interested in seeing the port of Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, because I don't think I ever played either one of those on the NES. The side of it basically gives you a little information about the console itself, and the back gives you all the information about all 30 games. And here is another description of what the classic NES is, and this one is about the controller. Alright, so let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at this little tiny console. So, right out of the box, it looks like we have a instruction manual. I'll just show you how to hook up the Nintendo Classic. And here it looks like there is the controller. So here is a look at the original Nintendo controller. It's exactly like it was when it came out, and has the two buttons and the D-pad, which had given me a lot of calluses and pain over the years while I was playing it. Then of course there's a select and start button right here in the center. Now of course there was a lot of controversy about this cord, about how short it is, so let's take a look at how short the cord is. There's the beginning, this is the end. So yeah, it's really short. The reason they did this probably was to sell wireless controllers, which I would like to have. I don't know if they're out yet. I don't think they are. And of course extensions for these wires and things like that, accessories. I don't know if Nintendo themselves are selling it or somebody else is, but if somebody else is, then I would have to imagine Nintendo might be getting a profit off of it, because yeah, this cord is pretty dumb to make it this short. Now people are shocked by the size of this thing, and I can see why now actually. I mean, it is tiny until you actually get it into your hand. You're like, this is it? This is the whole console? And there are no moving parts like this here. It's just all for show, just to look, just so it looks like the old NES basically. And I think it's awesome. I love the little tiny NES, and I'm imagining what they're going to do. And of course, nobody knows right at the moment. But since this thing is so small, they will probably release one every 6 months or every year, probably different colors or whatever, so you can stack them up and have 30 games on each console, which is kind of weird, I guess. But I'm imagining that's what they're going to do. But yeah, here's a tiny console. Here are the ports for the controller, and what I really like about this is HDMI. So you have an HDMI cable, and I can't wait to see these games in HDMI. Thankfully, it does come with an HDMI cable, but again, it's not that long of a cable, so it's longer than the cord for the controller, but still, it's not that long. And here is the power cord, basically, which is a USB, and it fits right in here. And there you go. There is the little baby mini NES. And to sort of give you the size of it, if you know the size of this controller, it's about the same size as the box itself. That's how small this thing is. So, but it's really cool. I love it. I think it looks awesome. So hopefully I will be able to figure out a way to bring this to you guys so you can watch me playing some of these classic games. And I really want to review the actual setup and everything else. So until next time, guys, make sure you guys come back and hit that subscribe button so I can see you on